Hey guys, we're back. I'm Paulo Rafael Subido, Editor-in-Chief of Top Gear Philippines. Now you know, it's been a while since I've been excited about a new release. And the car that we have with us today, or the truck rather, is actually something really quite special. So I want to introduce you guys to the much awaited and much anticipated Ford Ranger Raptor. Here it is in the middle. I'm looking forward to driving it, and let's hop into the driver's seat and check it out. So come on, let's go. So much hype surrounds the Ford Ranger Raptor. I was invited by Ford Group Philippines to attend a preview in Thailand. That was early 2018 when the Ranger Raptor was finally unveiled and the specs were revealed. I knew that this was going to be like a hot seller in the Philippines because the trend now is 4x4 modification, really. I mean, just drive on EDSA and how many modified pickup trucks will you see? So these are pickups with a taller ride height, you know, bigger tires. Of course, they have their snorkels and all of that. So now I don't claim to be a 4x4 expert. We have our off-road editors for that. But what I do know is that with the Ford Ranger Raptor, you can drive off the showroom floor with a pickup that is already so capable and so hardcore and so badass. Now let me tell you the reasons why. We're big fans of the Ford Ranger, but the Ranger Raptor is all about performance. Now, this car, it seems, was built to thrive in off-road competitions like the Baja 1000, and it has a very, very impressive spec list. So it has a wider track. It's wider than the regular Ranger. The frame has been toughened up and reinforced. And I think the gem, really, of the Ranger Raptor is the Fox suspension, which soaks up the bumps and keeps the chassis in full control no matter how fast you drive over the rough stuff. I can't think of any other pickup on the market that you can buy right now in the Philippines that you can launch off a dune and land and still have full composure. I mean, you'd be crashing about in a normal pickup, but because of the Fox suspension, it's sublime in here. Now, under the hood is a 2-liter bi-turbo engine. That is the trend nowadays. We are going for lower displacement engines, but it has 2 turbochargers in there. And I must say, you won't be wanting for power when you're behind the wheel of this thing. Mated to the engine is a 10-speed automatic transmission. Shifts are super smooth. They're also super fast, and they can be done manually through the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. And what I think is really cool is that the drive mode selector is on the steering wheel itself. So you can choose the different terrain modes. So we have normal mode, sport mode, and we have grass, gravel, and snow, and you have to select 4 high to use that. And we have mud and sand, so that's the computer will do all the thinking for you when you're going over surfaces like that. And I think the most exciting one is Baja Mode. Now, if you're familiar with the Baja 1000, these race trucks are launched off dunes and they just soak up all of the bumps, and you'll see the suspension moving. And the reason for that, for all of that travel, is to make sure that the wheels are in contact with the ground as much as possible so that none of the forward momentum is wasted by a loss of traction. Now, it really is quite special in here. I love how this comes stock on the steering wheel. So this is something that you normally see in rally cars, and it's because it's kind of expected that when you're really playing with the Raptor where it's supposed to be played with, you'll be sawing around with the steering wheel a lot. All right, so you have the leather wrap steering wheel, and you have these very special Raptor seats. They have excellent lumbar support, and they really hold you in there. Of course, they should, because of the kind of driving you'll do with this thing. I really hope that if you do buy a Ranger Raptor, you use it for what it's meant for, which is really bashing around in some off-road trails. Now, I think what's gonna happen is a number of owners will buy a Ranger Raptor probably won't even take this thing off-road. But, you know, it's nice to know that your truck can pretty much do anything. And the satisfaction of knowing that is actually, it's worth it, man. So yeah, I've heard comments of people say that you will have the coolest truck in the parking lot. And man, I'm not even gonna argue, because yes, until Ranger Raptor rivals arrive in the Philippines, I mean, for now, I think this pickup is the performance king right now. So I'm gonna enjoy this truck some more. I'm gonna enjoy playing with the different drive modes, the different terrain modes. And what a fantastic drive this is. And I am envious of anyone who owns a Ranger Raptor right now. So this has been Paulo Rafael T. Subido, Editor-in-Chief of Top Gear Philippines. Stay driven, guys.